Welcome to IDS DFW When to Work training. As we get into the When to Work app, we will see that the When to Work app is our main form of communication amongst our employees, as well as our scheduling app. Looking at the bottom of the screen, we can see that we have 4 selections available to us: the upcoming selection, the dashboard selection, the menu selection, and the more selection. The selection that is highlighted is the one that is displayed on the screen. We can see now that we are on the upcoming selection. The upcoming selection allows us to see the shifts that we have assigned to us for the upcoming week. For the week of December 3rd through December 9th, we can see highlighted in red December 8th, which is a Friday, is our current day. Above that, we see that we have 0 shifts assigned to us for 0 hours. We can see this in a week format or as a list format. If we slide the days over using our finger, it'll allow us to see the next week. Looking at December 10th through December 16th, we can see that we have 4 shifts assigned to us for a total of 24 hours. And we can actually click on the individual day that we want to see. If we click on the day of which we have an assigned shift, it'll allow us to see more details about that shift. So for Monday, December 11th, we can see that we are scheduled from 4 a.m. to 10 a.m. as a de-icer for a total of 6 hours. And we can do this for each day. Moving on to the dashboard selection. As we look at the top of the screen and work our way down, we see that today is Friday, December 8th, and it allows us to see our next shift, which is Monday at 4 a.m. to 10 a.m. for a total of 6 hours as a de-icer on December 11th. Moving down to our days, we can still slide our upcoming and see which shifts we are assigned on what days. So looking at December 10th through the 16th, we have 4 shifts assigned to us for a total of 24 hours. And we can still select the individual days to see more details about that shift. As we keep moving down, we see manager notice. There's a manager notice that stays consistent on this screen. If we click on the manager notice, we can see it in full detail. And we can close it. Moving on down to messages, we can see we have 9 unread messages. When to Work is our main form of communication, so let's look at our 9 unread messages. And we can see them all displayed on the screen here. If we click the back button at the top of the screen, it'll take us to our menu page. Our menu page has a lot of different options. We'll start with schedule at the top. Your schedules, we can see our upcoming shifts, your weeklies, all scheduled dates, and the recent changes to your shifts. On your upcoming shifts, we can see all 4 of our upcoming shifts. Our weeklies, we can see December 3rd through December 9th, we have no shifts assigned to us. But if we move over to December 10th through December 16th, we can see we have 4 shifts assigned to us for a total of 24 hours. All scheduled dates shows us a calendar, in this case December. Everything that is gray is days that we are not assigned to a shift. Everything in white is days we are assigned to a shift. The one highlighted in blue is the current day. The lines that you see at the bottom are days that are not published yet on the schedule. Recent changes. Any change that is made to one of your shifts will show up here. If you are taken off of a shift, if you are assigned to a shift, if a location changes on one of your shifts, or if a time changes on one of your shifts, you will know about it in this section. Back to the menu, we'll move to trades and available shifts. We can see all available shifts, and it'll show us that calendar once again. The days in white are the days we are assigned on to a shift. Days in gray, we are not assigned on to a shift. The green dots are days with available shifts. So if we click on Wednesday, December 13th, we can see there are 2 shifts available for trade. So if we click on one of these shifts available to trade, we can look at our shifts and see if we want to trade one of them. For instance, let's say we want to trade Monday, December 11th. We can click on that, and then it'll ask us to confirm. But for this purpose, I will click no. Back to trades. Recent trade board posts, we can see every trade that was posted recently. Post your shifts, we can click on one of our shifts, in this case Monday, December 11th, and select whether we want to trade only, drop only, or we can trade or drop. And then all we have to do is hit the post button. Shifts that have been offered to you, sometimes other employees will select you personally to trade a shift to if you have a shift that they want or would rather have. And then your offers on either shifts that you want to pick up or shifts you want to trade to another. Time off. Time off is not our most valuable selection, but we are still able to utilize it. And I will get into more of why in just a moment. But we have our pending time off, our approved time off. We can request a full day off, or we can request a partial day off. So let's say we have a doctor's appointment on let's say February 9th. We have a doctor's appointment Friday, February 9th, so we can send that request for a full day off. Messaging. Our messaging section, we have our new messages. We have our old messages. We can write a message. We can select our drop down and pick who we want to send it to. We'll type out a subject of what this message contains. Then we can type our message, and then we can select send. then we can also see our sent messages. Work preferences. Work preferences are one of the most important things in the When2Work app. It is how our scheduling team knows if you are available to work or not on certain days. Notice how every day and hour is highlighted in either red or green. The red means you cannot work. The green means you're available to work. Now, just because you're available to work does not mean that you will be assigned to work. Keep that in mind. But let's say we want to change our preferences. So we can go to repeating weekly, and we have a preferred option, a dislike option, a no preference option, a cannot option, and a by 15 minutes option. But the only two that we need to worry about is the green prefer option and the dark red cannot option. So we see that on Mondays, we are not available to work, but we can change that by clicking our preferred green option and clicking each hour individually, or we can select Monday on the far left side and it'll select the full thing. And let's say on Tuesdays we cannot work. We can select each hour individually, or if it's for the full day, we can hit Tuesday on the far left and it'll auto-populate all of Tuesday. Once we are done setting our schedules, we'll click Save and OK. And now we are available to work Mondays, but not available to work Tuesdays. Going back to our time request off, it is better to utilize the work preference option in that format. We'll go to date specific. We can go, we'll say February 7th. February 7th is available to work, but for some reason we're not available to work February 7th all day. So we can either click the hour individually, or we can click all day and it'll auto-populate and we can save it. If we go to February 10th, it says we're not available to work. But let's say that changes for the remainder of the season. So we'll click on preferred. We can either select that individually, or we can click all day. And if it's for the remainder of the season, then we can have this repeat for not only 1 week, but multiple weeks. We'll have that repeat for 10 weeks. So every Saturday for 10 weeks, we will be available to work, and we'll save it. So now we can see every Saturday for 10 weeks, we're available to work. Staffing. This is all of our staff in case you need to message somebody about a possible shift. Your info and settings, change your username or password, emails, text, notifications. Who can see your contact info? You can allow all employees to see your phone number, all employees see my email, or nobody. And then we have our more option, and that allows you to see your user. You can change your color on your screen, and you can go into push notifications, general, new messages, shifts added to trade board if you wanted to see shifts right as they get published or as they get put onto the trade board, schedules that get published, changes to your shift, all that can be done in the More section. Thank you for joining us for this When to Work tutorial.